This is The Scoop for Tuesday.
I'm Josh Holton with the WMNF News headlines. Police at the University of South Florida announced they plan to partner with ICE to enforce immigration laws. Now, WMNF's Chris Young reports USF faculty have signed on to a letter with other universities demanding school leaders and campus police pull out of the agreement. They say the agreement erodes trust and sacrifices safety.
The USF Faculty Senate endorsed the letter Friday at the Advisory Council of Faculty Senate's meeting. The letter was inspired after Florida International University's Faculty Senate called on their campus leadership to drop the agreement. Scott Perry is the vice president of the USF Faculty Senate.
We felt that Florida International should not be the only one to make that statement. And I think there's power in numbers of the state universities speaking with a common voice.
The letter says the ICE agreements create many challenges, including causing campus police to, quote, divide resources that should be focused on campus safety, especially in light of, quote, recent events in Florida. This month, a shooting at Florida State University left 2 dead and 5 injured. The letter also warns students will live in, quote, continual fear that campus police may conduct random immigration actions. Fears that Perry, a history professor at USF, says he's heard about firsthand.
We just had a meeting a few hours ago with our graduate students, and some of them, the international students among them, are really terrified. They're asking questions like, what kinds of papers do they need to carry around with them? What happens if they carry a passport and then lose it? What would happen to them?
USF faculty also signed a separate agreement asking for more clarity from university leadership after President Trump revoked the legal status of hundreds of foreign students across the country. But later Friday, the administration reversed course and said it was restoring students' legal status. Chris Young, WMNF News.
Republican Senate Appropriations Chairman Ed Cooper from Clearwater said yesterday he hopes formal budget talks with the House can start later this week, with lawmakers finishing the spending package next week. The Senate and the House have been swapping proposals on the budget and a linked tax cut package. Both chambers would have to agree on an extension of the session into next week. If not, lawmakers could come back later to address the budget, which must be finished before July 1st start of the 2025 to 2026 fiscal year. The House this month approved a $112.9 billion budget plan, while the Senate's plan is $4 billion more. The House has proposed a tax package totaling about $5 billion, with the cuts largely stemming from a plan to permanently reduce the state's sales tax rate from 6% to 5.25%. The Senate's proposed $1.83 billion package that included eliminate sales taxes on clothing and shoes that cost $75 or less. President Donald Trump is holding a rally in Michigan to mark the first 100 days of his second term. The Republican president today will be staging his largest public event since returning to the White House. Trump's import taxes imposed on America's trade partners have also disrupted a global economy that the U.S. has built and nurtured in the decades after World War II. Trump has also championed U.S. expansionism, considering military intervention in Greenland and Panama, and suggesting that American developers could convert the war-torn Gaza Strip into a Riviera-like resort, and even suggesting annexation of Canada. Only about 4 in 10 Americans approve of how Trump has handled the presidency. Michigan is one of the battleground states Trump flipped Republican. However, Michigan's unemployment rate has risen for 3 straight months, including jumping 1.3% from last month to reach 5.5%, among the highest in the nation, far exceeding the national average of 4.2%. A bill that would require teachers and other school staff in Florida to be trained in recognizing and reporting human trafficking has passed the State House and Senate. Central Florida Public Media's education reporter Danielle Pryor has more.
Under the bill, Florida teachers, administrators, and school support staff like cafeteria workers would be required to take training to help them identify human trafficking. And every school would be mandated to have a protocol in place for reporting signs of trafficking. Republican Senator Brian Avila introduced the bill and says this closes a gap in training for school personnel.
But this goes along with what's already required for school districts and schools, which is training on child neglect as well as child abuse.
The bill now heads to Governor Ron DeSantis. In Orlando, I'm Danielle Pryor.
Showers this afternoon with highs in the upper 80s. Mainly clear skies tonight with overnight lows in the mid-60s. Sunny tomorrow with highs in the lower 90s. I'm Josh Holton with the WMNF News headlines.
This is The Scoop, recorded at WMNF Tampa.